Acquitted Yale student can sue accuser for defamation. Court says. Khan alleged in his complaint that Doe made false accusations for the sake of trying to expel Khan as part of a larger political movement and personal vendetta. Hey guys, you guys remember the talking point where some feminists out here saying like there's no reason for a woman to lie about this certain things, whatever it is, okay? Anybody that tries to depict that women cannot lie about this, they're being completely disingenuous, and they are literally hurting the credibility of actual victims who have been forced upon, right? A former Yale student, a former Yale University student who beat back rape accusations can sue his accuser for defamation. The state of Connecticut Supreme Court ruled recently. Good. More men should be doing this. More men should be doing this. If they know they did not commit the crime, and some women are just doing this out of accusing them for malicious intent, men should come out here and sue them for defamation. This is good. This is a great thing because this actually protects actual victims of, women who have been forced upon. This actually protects them. False accusations hurt them the most, and it's mainly done by women, right? Saifullah Khan lawsuit can proceed after the court ruled on June 27 on the former Yale who was expelled can sue his accuser because the university's assault proceedings did not resemble actual judicial procedures. The ruling comes after the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals asked the Connecticut judiciary to weigh in on Khan's claims that the applicability of the state's absolute immunity doctrine, which generally protects witnesses and accusers from civil action for statements made under judicial procedures. That's be dead. That's be dead. This absolute immunity of accusers, like false accusers, right? This should be that whole immunity thing should be done. Like when you first read this article, you see they don't really put in the girl's name who falsely accused Khan. They just call her Doe. They are protecting the false accuser, and they are just putting the man's name out there in the open, which is disgusting. This is the world we live in right now. They would rather protect the false accusers who literally damage actual victims, who literally hurt them, who literally hurt actual victims more than some man out here. They hurt them more, and they get the most protection. You know how sick that is. Khan defeated the criminal charges. At the time, jury Diane Urbano told the New York Times that there was a sufficient doubt on every charge. Therefore, we came to the verdict we did, as the court fix previously reported. Khan asserts that if absolute immunity is afforded to testimony provided in proceedings, such as that conducted by the UWC, individuals who are falsely accused will be left with no recourse or protection against malicious and defamatory allegations. The court wrote of the accusations Khan faced in 2018. Oh, so this has been coming on for a long time. Following consensual sexual intercourse in 2016. Yes. If there was plenty of evidence that came out that said that she lied about it, she should be sued, and her face should be out there on the open for everybody to see. Especially for hopefully someone that she tries to see afterwards, that they know that what they are dealing with right here. They are dealing with a false accuser. Her face should be out there. There should be no immunity for false accusers, right? There should be no ounce of immunity at all. You want to know how to stop that whole process? You got to fix the court system. Get rid of that whole immunity thing. You got to get rid of qualified immunity for some crooked cops, and get rid of the immunity for false accusers, right? Because it apparently hurts them. It doesn't show like people are believing her. Of course, that's the point. If you bring in this serious case right here, what Like, it has to be a whole bunch of evidence to provide it. Because if not, then you'll just put more innocent men in jail. As the Fix previously reported, on Halloween 2015, Khan met up with a female student who had been drinking. The two made their way back to the room where she testified she passed out, only to allegedly find Khan having intercourse with her when she woke up, arguing that she was too drunk to consent. She said she was surprised to wake up in the morning naked with used condoms on the floor. Khan said that the woman had taken off her own clothes and initiated sexual activity. In court, his attorneys provided a security camera video of the two walking to the room together arm in arm, which one juror said convinced him that the accuser may not have been drunk as later claimed. Okay, so it was on camera. She was not as drunk. It was not as drunk as she seemed. Though the court wrote in its opinion, those accused of assault in the higher education context often face life-altering and stigmatizing consequences, including suspension or expulsion, criminal referrals, lack or revocation of employment offers, loss of future academic opportunity, and deportation. In face of these consequences, we must acknowledge that the accused's right to fundamental fairness is no less important than the right of the accuser or the larger community to achieve justice. Okay, that's pretty fair. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to make sure like the person who was being accused did not get falsely accused, right? I don't see how some feminists out here or even some beta male cucks out here would say like that's a bad thing. Like you just automatically take the woman's side. No, that's not how it works. The University Wide Committee on Misconduct did not meet the conditions necessary to be considered quasi-judicial. Consequently, Doe is not entitled to absolute immunity. Again, they are literally protecting the woman who falsely accused the man. They're just the whole Jane Doe fiasco. They not giving out the name of the woman, but they're giving out the name of the man. Would you consider this vagina privilege? Like honestly, would you consider this vagina privilege? Khan also won on his argument that his accuser is not entitled to qualified privilege. The court opinion stated, in this case, Khan alleged in this complaint that Doe, again, they're not saying her name, made false accusations for the sake of trying to expel Khan as part of a larger political movement and personal vendetta. We all know which movement that is. It's called the feminist movement. The ones that are saying kill all men need to be enslaved. If a man flirts with a woman, it's automatically grape. Yeah. Some these hardcore ball busting feminists do be saying that. Khan asserts that Doe made romantic advances toward him. He further alleges that at first she told a campus healthcare worker that she had engaged in consensual, unprotected sex. Khan contends that Doe reported grape to her friends and ultimately to the Title IX coordinator only because she was ashamed of her sexual advances that occurs by the large political movement raised against Khan. Here's the thing. Well, you see a lot of these stories out here, right? The woman is the one making the advancement. The guy is more than willing to go along with it. They have sex. She wakes up. She regrets it. Boom. She calls out grape. I've read this story way too many times. This has been going on since the freaking 90s, early 2000s. Where women can just wake up, feel ashamed that she has sex with this guy for consent, mind you. And she was like, you know what? Since I regret doing it with you, I'm just going to accuse you of some malicious. And I'll be protected by it. I will always be protected by the court system. Because the court system is highly against men. They're highly against men, innocent, and especially if the man is guilty, right, of doing something heinous. They will always railroad the guy, innocent or not, and be like, you're a man, so you're obligated to do this. Like a woman can't do something malicious to a man. You know how sexist of a statement that is, that a woman cannot hurt a man? She can. And all these court systems that I have been reading for the past 5+ years, right? Before I even started my channel, It just shows like the court system is severely against men, and it's especially guys and like innocent men who are just trying to live their day, go about the day, find themselves a woman, go to the job, pay their bills, pay their taxes, and all that stuff. Doesn't matter. Excuse me. Specifically, Khan cites in his complaint how, despite a jury dismissing Doe's allegation and finding Khan not guilty of criminal assault charges, more than 77,000 people signed a petition protesting Khan's readmission to Yale. Okay, so even though court proves that he was telling the truth, right, that he did not do anything malicious, you have 77,000 people saying like, "Yo, get Khan out of here," or have him locked up. On the basis of these assertions, which must be accepted as true for the purpose of reviewing Doe's motion to dismiss, a reasonable inference can be drawn that Doe knowingly fabricated claims of assault. The justices wrote, Khan has alleged sufficient facts in his complaint to defeat Doe's qualified privilege at the motion to dismiss stage. The justices concluded, right, he has every right to sue this girl for defamation. He has every right. I don't get how some people would be like this. Him taking it against a person that's trying to end his life is a bad thing. And you also had some people like, it's crazy, man. It really is. So a Yale spokesperson declined to comment on the ruling and how this might affect the university's disciplinary hearing process going forward. Khan's lawyers, Norm Pattis, said they were delighted by the Supreme Court decisions, but recognized that we have a long way to go before Mr. Khan gets the justice he deserves. Right, because this is going to be hanging on to him for a long time. Like, even if he goes along with his defamation and he wins, this dark cloud is going to be the dark cloud is going to be on him for a long time. He's not gonna. This is not going to go away. People will just look up his name and then like, boom, he's the guy that did this to the girl, even though he didn't. James Scarnes, a lawyer for the former student who made the assault allegations, didn't respond to an email request for comment. The Supreme Court ruling stated that the student who made the allegations didn't testify under oath or provide any sworn statement, failed to meet the legal standards. So the chick that brought this claim forward didn't even have the freaking cojones to come to court and testify under oath or provide any sworn statement. See, guys, you probably hear some people out there saying like, oh, like she doesn't want to be out in the open about this. She doesn't want to relive that experience. No, I don't want to hear that BS, right? If a guy did do something that malicious, then this would stop him from doing it again. Why would you not come forth with this and save somebody else from the same guy that did this to you? Why would you not do that? Like that whole they don't want to relive the experiences. No, stop that BS excuse, okay? If the guy did do that, then and you brought this forth in court, you would say somebody else from that experience. The Supreme Court ruling stated the student who made the I already read that. According to the court's opinions, Khan and his lawyer weren't permitted in the hearing room and weren't allowed to speak, raise objections, or cross-examine in real time, and were denied the request for a recording or a transcript of a hearing. Furthermore, there was no adequate record of the proceedings because the committee's procedures did not require the keeping of record statements, testimonial questions. Judges said in the ruling. The decision came despite worries from nationwide assault prevention organizations that it would discourage victims who reported alleged assaults on college campuses. A brief filed in support of the defendants by 15 organizations said victims will be able to safely and confidently report assault in Connecticut colleges if they can be liable for engaging in legally obligated reporting and disciplinary processes. Good. If the woman made a false claim, they should not be protected. They should be held to the same exact standard that the man was going to be held to, right? Because we all know how this goes. He would have been railroaded all the way in court, outside of court, on social media, his name is already destroyed because of this chick. And you see from this different article that I'm reading, they still protecting the girl's name, despite any strong public policy interest in protecting students from discrimination, sex discrimination. The organization said it can't be advanced and perpetrators can wield the threat of a lawsuit. The brief noted the primary reason for not providing absolute immunity for misconduct reports on college campuses is the risk of false or malicious statements. So you would rather protect them, right? You would rather protect them, is what I'm hearing. However, false accusations of assault are exceedingly rare. No, it's not. And Yale procedures provide for disciplinary against those who levy them. The brief stated added that the risk doesn't outweigh the chance of putting a student in a sexually abusive environment. Cry me a freaking river. False accusations of assault are extremely rare. No, they're not. We see more and more of this happen every day, every week, every month. And especially it happens at bars, college campuses, or the work areas. This is not a rare thing anymore. It used to be rare. Now, because of the power called the feminist movement and these ball-busting women out here, these man-hating women, the ones that want to get over on men because they know they can, because the court system is severely against men. This is not a rare case anymore. The state Supreme Court said while some kind of immunity is appropriate in this context, it's still early in the court process for the defendant to assert that privilege. It can be reconsidered at later proceedings, the court said, with a more complete factual record. Yeah. We must recognize a competing public policy that those accused of crimes, especially as serious as crime as assault, are entitled to fundamental fairness before being labeled a predator. Justice said, noting that those who make accusations in college have to face life-altering and stigmatizing consequences. Khan, a native of Afghanistan, was accused of forcing a fellow student in her dorm room at an off-campus Halloween party in 2015. Khan maintained that the intercourse was consensual, and once again, it turned out that he was telling the truth because it was on camera, right? But guys, once again, you will have the system severely protect the woman who falsely accused them of something that he didn't do. And once again, you had those women out here come out and saying like, please believe me. You have to believe me. It doesn't matter what he said. You got automatically take my story. And then when it turns out that she lied about it, the court system is still going to protect her. Guys, this is why a lot of men are not approaching women nowadays, right? Because they don't want to be labeled as this. If she's willing to make this claim, this bold claim, then she's willing to take any sort of action that comes along with it. Especially if it means she's going to be exposed as a liar. Because there's not a lot of men out here who would come out and sue a false accuser for defamation. This needs to happen more. It really does. I don't get how people can say, "Oh, she doesn't want to relive the experience of what happened." If she was too drunk, how would she even know that? That's the question. Turns out she wasn't that drunk at all. It was all on video camera, and she gave her full consent. And she just woke up and said, "Oh, I'm ashamed that I did this. Now I'm accused this guy for a malicious crime." Guys, absolutely freaking disgusting, man. It really is. What's the point of not able to accuse someone for claiming that you did something to them? More men should be doing this. Like, honestly, guys, more men should be doing this.